people will call and ask for your pricing because now they want to know what is your pricing. And that's an incredible opportunity for you to create a relationship and a connection and a trust factor. Hi there. So today I want to talk about something that was a big controversy after one of my recent podcasts, and that is pricing on your website. But before I do, go to 4dayprofitrace.com. That's the number 4, dayprofitrace.com, and get my free, totally free diagnostic course so you can make more money without working so dang hard. And it's super fast and super simple, and it's going to blow your mind. So that is number 4, dayprofitrace.com. So this episode is sponsored by connectexperts.io. That's experts with an X. Connect, Xperts.io. At Connect Experts, we help busy dog business owners get more leads and convert them without having to spend money they don't have on expensive ads. Go to Connect Experts, that's experts with an X.io, to learn more. Now, anytime people will ask in a group, like for dog business groups, daycare groups, dog boarding places, dog training places, anytime somebody asks this question, should I put my pricing on my website? The opinions will fly. And often I'll make a little tiny comment in there, and then people will disagree with me for days. So it's guaranteed to, this entire topic is just guaranteed to raise controversy. So right now, I'm just going to double down on this, on my opinion, which is based on experience, testing, and tracking of the difference between the amount of money you'll make in your business when you take pricing off of your website versus when you put pricing on your website. So here I go. All right. But first, I want to tell you a story. And the story is about one of my clients. And this just happened yesterday. So today is January, and she messaged me yesterday and said, I want to tell you something that just happened. I'm like, okay, cool. Now what happened? She does not have her pricing on her website, by the way, because she follows my teachings, which are based on experience and data. And the end of the data is great numbers, right? So she had a phone conversation with a lady who was referred to her by a neighbor. And the lady was like, oh, I've been talking to all these dog trainers and I've been looking at their websites, and they all say they're $200 a private lesson or around that number. And there's no way that I can afford that. And my client very smartly said, well, why don't we do an evaluation with your dog in person? And I will charge you $50, which honestly may be more or less than what I would recommend. I'm not going to talk about that pricing right now, but good for her. She said, I'll charge you $50 and I'll recommend some things for you based on what we find out at the evaluation. So last night she messages me this bit, like the woman had been looking on websites and had convinced herself that $200 for a private lesson was more than she could afford and was out of her budget. But my client left that evaluation and booked that owner of that dog into a $4,000 program. $4,000. So the problem I have with people putting prices on their website is, well, there's several problems. One, you always will see and hear people say, I want to see the prices on a website. I wouldn't want to do that to people. I want them to know what I charge. I'm like, okay, cool. But you're not your own ideal client. If you're running a daycare facility, a dog boarding facility, a combination of dog training facility, if you're a pet sitter, a dog walker, it's likely that you're probably not going to be paying top dollar for those services if you were to take your dog somewhere else. This is one of the reasons, not because you're cheap. That's not what I'm saying. This is one of the reasons that you have your own facility, because you're not paying other people to do it. You learned how to do it yourself, right? But the people that you're selling to don't want to do it themselves. They're looking for expert help. And so a lady who thought that she did not have $200 in her budget for a private lesson because other dog trainers had that on their websites, put down $4,000 yesterday for a dog training program. $4,000. So what's the danger here? I hope you're picking up on what I'm laying down without me even saying the point. The point is, if you put your prices on your website, people are going to make a judgment based on what your prices are and what they think they have in their budget without even realizing what they want and what they need. They don't know if they need an obedience program. They don't know if they need a group class. They don't know if they need a board and train. They don't know if they need day training. They don't know if they need in-home lessons. They don't know if they need a day of regular daycare or if they need regular daycare. They don't know if when their dog is boarding with you, if they want to have the extra special spoiled rotten package or the super cheapy deepy nothing package. They might think that it's what happens in grocery stores. There's a science to how things are laid out in a grocery store, right? The things that people really probably should be eating are all around the edges. Vegetables, fruit, if you eat meat, dairy, if you eat dairy, all the things that are the essentials that we actually need for nutrition are all around the edges. But people go to the middle of the store and go down the aisles, which have specifically positioned products on the end, very colorful, loss leaders, like, here, this special on this kind of chip or whatever. And then they go down the aisles and they end up coming out spending $150, $250 more than they originally went in for. Maybe they went in for a bag of onions. They got distracted and bought other things that they wanted. Well, when you put your prices on your website, you cause people to make a split-second decision based on what they think they need at that moment. That's it. They are not creating a connection with you. You're not creating trust with them. You're not creating any kind of relationship with them when you put your pricing on your website. Now, unless you have been highly established in your area for a long time and you have a solid referral network and people already know that you're going to be expensive or not, like you may already have a reputation that precedes you and you didn't even realize it based on your pricing. You stop more money coming into your business this way. I have proof. I have proof from my own business. I have proof from my clients' businesses. You shut off the faucet of potential money coming in when you allow people to make a decision as if they were buying, they were like comparing a price on Amazon for a product to a price on a different website for a product. And then they decide to go to eBay for it, for a product. It doesn't matter. That product is the same no matter where they buy it. They're just looking for a cheaper price, right? Well, is what you're selling the same as a product that they could just search for and buy somewhere else? I hope not. I hope that what you are selling is the best thing in your area. You have studied to do it the best. You have laid down the time. You have put in the potentially money you've spent, the heart, the passion, the hard work to create the best thing around. And isn't that worth something? It is worth more than a cursory, oh, check this out. Like, her website says that it's $25 a day for daycare. I'm going to go over to this place that charges $16 a day for daycare. Why would you let people do that? When if you've studied more than anybody you know in your area, if you've really put in the work for this and you have the heart and the passion for it, that is worth something. It's also worth creating a connection and a relationship and trust with somebody over. And the next piece, I read a lot of comments saying, pricing on the website. I don't have time to talk to people. And what I think when I see that is, you're the same person that, not you, maybe not you. I'm not pointing a finger at you. I'm just saying you in general, you are the same person who's reaching out to me because your business isn't making enough money. You're the same person who's reaching out to me because you have no time. You are overwhelmed. You are burnt out. And of course, you don't have time to talk to people because you think that everybody already should have looked at the pricing on your website and made a decision based on that. And I just find the whole concept psychologically is, I don't want to say incorrect. I don't want to say anything. You're a bad person. You're making bad decisions. None of that. All I know is you will make far more money for your business and your life when you take the prices off your website, even if you're running a dog daycare. even if you're running a boarding facility. I took prices off my website and I changed my pricing structure completely. I went to what we call an activity-based pricing structure in my business. So I also have a free Facebook group called Dog Business Success Community. And I welcome you to join the community there. It's very supportive, and I have more free trainings and some amazing interviews with very successful dog business owners. Some are on building their third and more facility, many of them millionaires. Most of them started out with absolutely nothing. And so just go to Facebook and join my group, Dog Business Success Community. And I made three times the amount of money that I had made the previous year, the previous 12 months. Like I did a 12-month rolling count, right? Because I did this in August of one year. So from August to August and then August to August, the following August to August, I made three times the amount of money on boarding alone than I had the year before. And I took the prices off of my website. Imagine if you had enough money extra, you could pay somebody to do the conversations for you if you needed. Like this is, it's so interesting to me. People want to put pricing on their website for a service based thing that you do because you want people to make the choice themselves. You want them to go through and read your website. You don't want to take the time and talk to them because you're so busy trying to make a living. You don't actually have the time. I understand that. I understand what it's like to work 7 days a week, 16-hour days and be freaking exhausted, not making enough money. But when I completely removed the prices from my website and I had enough money to pay somebody to do a lot of these conversations instead of me doing them, I made so much more money and I actually had happier clients. Do you want to know why? Because I took the time, or one of my team members that was trained took the time to have a conversation with them. We're talking about dog businesses. A dog business makes its money from people who own dogs. Now, people who own dogs are passionate about them. They love them. They are their beloved companions. When we take the time to honor that relationship that they have with that dog, that level of care that they have for their dog, and we also charge appropriately for the services we're offering around that, we will create a lifelong connection with them. This is not I'm going to look at pricing on websites for a pound of coffee beans. This is not I could get that face cream product somewhere else cheaper. That's not what we're buying. That's not what people are buying. They're buying care, trust, attention, safety, relationship, connection with you, the business, and your business. That's what they're buying. And they will never, when you create this connection, they will never go anywhere else unless you uncreate the connection or create a disconnect. They will never go anywhere else. They will never even think of going anywhere else, and they will tell everybody about you. And this is part of the long game that I teach to people. When we have an ability to create that trust and connection with somebody, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine going anywhere else. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to find $4,000 to pay you. I thought I didn't have 200 in my budget, but somehow I've just found $4,000 because you're amazing. You heard me. You felt my problems. You connected with me. That's how big of a deal it is to remove the pricing from your website. So it's not just like, oh, take the prices off your website and you're going to make more money, because there is an entire structure that then has to go behind that. You have to be willing to have conversations with people. You have to be willing to maybe have them come into your world in a different way. Maybe you give a tour of your facility or you don't. Maybe you have a day in the life of tour that's available for them on a video. Maybe you have a tour that's available for them on a video. Maybe they've watched you on social media and have created a connection with you that way that you didn't even know that you were creating, because you were sharing what it's like for the dogs who come to your business or that you go to help, right? But when we base it all on the idea that somebody needs to go to my website or your website and hire me because the pricing is already there, who the heck, why are they asking me? I hear this a lot too. This is I always laugh a little bit. I'm like, oh, golly, here we go again. My pricing is already on my website. Why are they asking me in a text or a phone call what my pricing is? Why do you think they would ask that? I think about it. Why do you think that they would go ask you what your pricing is if your pricing is already on your website? What are they, stupid? I see that a lot. What are they, stupid? My pricing's already on my website. And I always think, oh, honey, no, they're not stupid. They want to connect with you. They want to talk to you. They might want to wonder why the pricing is the way it is. They might not even be a question about the actual pricing. That's just a question people ask because it's like an icebreaker. It's a way to get in. It's a way to find out more information, and they don't know the best questions to ask. You're the expert. You know the best questions to ask them such that the pricing question isn't even a question. Like when people ask me, I had to learn this, by the way, when people started asking us about our pricing, what's your price? What's your price? Because we didn't have it on our website anymore. We didn't answer them. That's not the first question. That's not the first answer you give them is the question about the pricing question. The answer you give them is a question back to them about their dog because they want to talk about their dog. They don't really want to know the pricing. They just ask the question because they don't know what else to ask. They don't know to ask about safety protocols. They don't know to ask about how you sanitize things. They don't know to ask about whether they might ask if you have 24/7 care. They don't know that maybe you also have a camera system. They don't know that maybe you also have a super fire prevention system in place. They don't know these things. That is for you to educate them on. But you can charge $100 a day for boarding by not putting your prices on the website, when if you put your prices on the website, you might only be able to charge $45 or $55 a day. Because people, I'm going to do another podcast on this. I'm on price comparison. People will unknowingly go compare prices around and make a decision based on a couple of things. Either you're the cheapest around or you're the most expensive. Some people will make the choice based on the fact that you're the most expensive. Some people will make the choice based on the fact that you are the cheapest, based on what they could compare to. But imagine if you're the one who doesn't have your prices on your site. Now you are mysterious. And the brain doesn't like open loops. By not putting a price on the website, you've left an open loop. The open loop must be answered. So the people will call and ask for your pricing because now they want to know, what is your pricing? And that's an incredible opportunity for you to create a relationship and a connection and a trust factor. You could not have told me this. I mean, people did tell me until they were blue in the face that my entire business and life would change when I took the pricing off of my website. And then I did it and they were right. So here I am telling you, it's a big step to take, right? It's a big commitment to make to continue talking to people somehow. And the software company that is our sponsor, connectexperts.io, has ways to help you around that. So you are not spending all day long in conversation with people, that there's ways to do this where you don't take 5 hours out of your day to do this now. And there's ways to connect with people almost immediately that were not available in the past. I cannot emphasize highly enough how important it is to create a connection with the people who are coming to you with interest in what your business offers. And by taking the prices off of the website, we offer them a chance to make a connection. And if you're too tired, you're burnt out, and you're overwhelmed, I can help you with that. So thank you for listening to my rant on pricing on your website. It's a big step to take. And I swear, you put a few other pieces into place and you'll never look back. You have been listening to the Thriving Dog Business Podcast with Sherry Boyer, the 7-figure dog business owner. Subscribe to us to get more proven tips to boost your profits without working yourself into the ground. And we have new episodes every other week. To get clear on how to make more money in less time, go to 4dayprofitrace.com to get my exclusive free, very short course.